this edition of Sports Card ASMR, we are going to open up these classic junk wax era packs. Maybe about 5 of them. I don't want to oversell that. And we are going to draft a baseball team from classic 1990 Donruss. It's going to get exciting in here. Will we choose Jack Morris or Dave Steve to be our starter? Let's figure this out. Hi, you're watching Sports Card ASMR. I am the Sports Card Doctor, and I'm very happy that you are here today on the channel that combines sports card nostalgia and ASMR relaxation. We would love for you to subscribe to the channel, leave us a like or thumbs up, a nice comment, hype the video up. You can also leave a super thanks to help the operations, and most importantly, we're glad you're here, and tell your friends about us, whether they be baseball card or football, hockey, basketball fans, but especially if they're just ASMR fans. You don't have to love, know, or even like sports cards to relax here. Alright, we have this box of 1990 Donruss. That is a lot of 1990 Donruss. And this was a box gifted to me by the great Jeff May over at Jeff Has Cool Cards. Jeff absolutely does have cool cards. So check out his channel for some non-ASMR sports card content, though you might find it relaxing too. So we've opened up a few of these because you can't resist not opening up 90 Donruss. But we like doing this sometimes here, just trying to go back into the memory banks and make the best lineup possible based on the players we find in here. So I think about 5 packs will get us 5 starting pitchers, 5 relievers, and a starting 9, including a DH. That's what we got going here today. Let's pick some packs, right? It's 5 packs. If we need to open up more, we've got more. If we find that, I don't know, we're in need of a catcher. Catcher's surprisingly hard to come by. Alright, here we go. Sports Card Doctor forgot to put on his spectacles again. Open up these packs. Of course, you got the Yaz puzzle right there, but I've always liked this design. Okay, they're bold. I like the 1990s little speckles there. Can you read this font? Not all the time, but it's clear. It grabs your attention. Red is a power color. It's got the traditional Donruss back, which I actually, generally speaking, like those. Got information about the last 4 or 5 years of stats. So if you were a big career stat guy, and I was, you wanted to stick with other cards, but I think it's for the era. They're both tremendously ugly, don't stand the test of time, and I'll never forget them. Alright, let's see what we got. We'll divide it into positions as we go. Paul Austenmacher, 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 Paul Austenmacher, Mark Carrion, Harry Kennedy, Tony Gwynn All-Star, Tony Castillo, Dave Justice, George Canale, Chris Carpenter, Todd Froworth, Wade Boggs All-Star. We got 2 catchers, Dan Quisenberry, Steve Lake, wow, that's all the catchers in this box, Norm Charlton, Dennis Rasmus, Trevor Wilson, Randy Kramer, and Sergio Valdez. Pretty good pack considering the Justice, Boggs, and Gwen All-Stars, and the Steve Lake. I'm kidding on the Lake, of course. Alright, 3rd pack. All right. I manifested this. Another catcher. Mike Heath. Jay Howe. Eric Plunk. Felix Fermin. There he is. Big Mac. Mark McGuire. See, I like that card. It's a good look. Red plays against those colors there. Luis Aquino. Ruben Sierra. Ooh, Ben McDonald. We'd be over the moon if this was 1990. Raphael. Don't point at Congress. Palmera. Tim Walk, Mike Moore, Charlie Liebrand, Gary Ward, Dave Stewart All-Star, Mike Felder, the late Mike Sharberson. Alright, we got a pretty good team building here. We're going to pick, of course, a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, short, left, right, center, catcher, DH, 5 starters, and 5 relievers. From what we've got so far. Dave Smith could anchor our bullpen. Chuck Finley. Ooh, Ken Griffey, Diamond King. You'll probably be able to hear that, but the Blue Jays, the literal Blue Jays, have arrived for their peanut lunch that I leave out for them, and they're really upset. I apologize for that. Or maybe it's really relaxing because it's nature. Ted Higuera, Bob Malachy, Frank Williams, Jeff Hamilton, Steve Bye-Bye Balboni, Joe Carter, that's a good one there, Eric Davis MVP, Will Nuschler Clark All-Star, Ed Whitson, Paul Sorrento, John Olaruda Rookie. We like pulling about 90 of those from these boxes. Jerry Reed, and it wouldn't be a pack of 1990 cards without Kurt Wilkerson. Alright, I like where the team's going. I think we're going to be able to put together a good lineup here. And might not even need these secondary cards there. Final one. Final one. This is kind of frustratingly hilarious. So, true stories of sports card doctor in my little backyard. I feed the wildlife, and I know you're not supposed to feed the wildlife. I get it, but every once in a while, you know, the squirrels need a peanut. But along the way, 3 Blue Jays got used to my backyard being the source of lunch. So normally I film these videos Sunday morning for my week, filming this at a different time, and it's the Blue Jays lunchtime, and they're literally on a tree outside a window not too far from the studio, screaming at me, going, "Hey, sports card doctor, where's our goddamn lunch?" So, it is what it is. Alright, Carlton Fisk, don't feed the wildlife, kids. Sports card doctor enjoys animals. Carlton Fisk, loves taking care of them there. Alright, Shane Raleigh, Luis Aquino, another Ruben Sierra, Devon White, Mike Vailecki, Diamond King, Chuck Grimm, very young Steve Finley, another Mike Heath, another Jay Howe, another Eric Plunk, another Felix Vermeen, John Farrell, ooh, Ellis Sparks, Mike Boddicker, and there he is, the legend himself, Don Slott. I am slowly building a Don Slott collection. So I'm not going to choose him for this lineup, but I am going to put him in the sports card legend section right now. All right. Now, when drafting a team, we're not looking at the overall scope of the player, where we know he goes, maybe. For instance, I don't know if I'll pick John Olerud, but we can only really pick him off an up-and-coming status. All right. I try to keep true to the year that we're drafting. Good all-star cards there. It's always nice to get a Griffey. All right. Let's first make it easy. I always like to start with the catcher. We have two Mike Heaths. We have Carlton Fisk, Steve Lake, really, it comes down to Carlton Fisk and insanity. Absolutely picking up Carlton Fisk, coming off a pretty decent 1989 season. He was already like 72, batted 293, 13 home runs, 68 RBIs. He will be our catcher. All right, let's go around the horn. First base. Don't forget, all these players can qualify for the DH position. I really don't think it's controversial, though he would become controversial. Mark McGuire, let's go into second base. Some DH candidates in there. All right, let's look around the infield here. The rest of the infield, we need second, short, and third. Our options are very, very thin. So right now, Vermeen, Hamilton. No, we move Hamilton out. We're definitely going with Tim Wallach. And that's kind of it here. Sharperson. 255 RBIs, 27 games though. Hamilton cannot play second base. I don't think he's one of those. He can't swing on over there. Vermeen could. I think it comes down to Kunkel and Anderson. And you know what? We gotta go Jeff Kunkel. Okay. Left, right, center. We'll try to keep it true to their actual natural positions, but sometimes over the years, like Ellis Burks was a center fielder, but also left fielder. I think he played right. He also had, Mike Greenwell coming up at the same time. So for right now, Ellis Burks is on the team, and we're going to put him in center field. But you know what? Devon White would be. We're not going on any just stats. We're going on who they were, and this was one of the best defenders of all time. We got Sierra, Joe Carter. I am going to put Joe Carter in right. Mike Felder, Gary Ward, Dave Justice again. He's a young player, maybe. Al Morris, Carlos Quintana, Mookie Wilson, Jay Buhner. It's not quite the slugger we'd all come to know and love. Okay, here we go. Ellis Burks is going to go to left. Devon White in center. We're going to not pick Dave Justice. We're going to name our designated hitter right now, and it is Ruben Sierra. It's going to be a good lineup. You have some weakness up the middle, but both of those guys can glove. Got got some solid sluggers on the corner. Hall of Famer behind the plate. That's a good outfield. I like this. All right, now let's pick our starting rotation, and we'll put 5 guys in the bullpen. So, starting pitchers, we got Mike Boddicker, John Farrell. Oh, I put Curtis Wilkerson, and we could have put him at second base. Yeah. Nah, we'll keep it Kunkel. Now, for the bullpen, Chuck Krim maybe for the bullpen. Keno will pass. Raleigh is a good starter. Jerry Reed maybe in the bullpen. Frank Williams maybe. Bob Malacky as a starter is possible. Ted Higuera, definitely a candidate. As is Chuck Finley. Dave Smith, one of the best closers in the game at this time. I know it doesn't look like it, kids. Charlie Liebrant. Mike Moore. Up-and-comer Ben McDonald. You wanted this big Larry Benjamin McDonald. I think if he had gone by Larry McDonald, I don't think he would have been considered as big of a prospect. I think Ben McDonald was a much cooler baseball name. All right, you wanted that rated rookie in 1990, but I don't know if he'll make the rotation. Sergio Valdez, Randy Kramer, Trevor Wilson. Rasmussen's not a bad starter. Charlton, bullpen. The late, great Dan Quisenberry, submarine sidearmer right there. He's at the end of his career here, of course, but more than possible that he makes the bullpen. Another submarine sidearmer, perhaps inspired by Quiz, off to a good run. Chris Carpenter, Tony Castillo, no. Terry Bross, no Major League record. Mike Stanton, prospect guy, 7 saves though in 1989. That's possible. And we got journeyman, Mike Smithson, Scott Bales, Storm Davis right there, and one of our favorites, Paul Ostenmacher. All right, let's find our starting rotation. We need 5 guys here out of this group here. Maybes, yes, and maybes. Maybe. I am actually going to go yes, maybe, yes, maybe. Mike Boddicker, you want in there? Farrell's a no, so right now our starting rotation. These guys, and I'm going to go Finley is my 1, Guerra is my 2, Moore is my 3, Boddicker is my 4, and yes, we're going with the classic 5-man rotation, not to be confused with the classic 4-man rotation, not to be confused with the classic 1-man rotation of like 1906, where one pitcher threw all the games. All right, Farrell is out, still Raleigh, coming off a 5-win season, but he's only 2 removed from a 17. Malacky at a 14. It's not just about the wins, I know, but... All right, we got some veteran. We got a 19-game winner right here, Storm Davis. We'll pass on Rasmussen. It's too early for Trevor Wilson. Which one of these should be my 5th starter? Do we got not John Cusack right here? You know what? We'll pass on him there. Do we want Malacky? Is an up-and-comer. He's coming off a 14-win season. But if I'm going to take a shot on a young guy, it's going to be McDonald or Davis. With this rotation we got, you know what? I got to win ball games. I'm not going to win sure things. Controversial pick. Going Storm Davis. You know, maybe we can throw McDonald on the bullpen as a long guy, but I don't trust it. I don't think we need to. All right, that's our starting rotation. Our bullpen. Maybe Ostenmacher. Maybe Stanton. I'm going to say no on Froworth. Maybe yes to Quisenberry. Absolutely yes to Charlton. absolutely yes to Dave Smith. No to Frank Williams. And Jay Howe, I'm actually going to say yes to. Maybe to Krim. No to Jerry Reed. And maybe yes to Eric Plunk. So I'm putting at this point, going off kind of an 89-95. I'm still putting Dave Smith at the back end of the bullpen. Look at that. Look at that consistency. 27 saves, 33 saves. 24, 27, 25, ERA under 3 all years. That's a different era for closers. You might have expected to go like 2 or 3 innings sometimes. We're starting to get to the 1 inning specialization, but Smith's solid. He's our closer. Howe, former A, Yankee, steps into the closer role with the A's, but really takes it over with the Dodgers. Look at that 1989 season. 1.58 ERA. 28 saves, 5 and 3, 55 strikeouts, and 80 innings. I don't have the new age stats, but he was a good closer. And Charlton, part of the Nasty Boys, up and coming. Great full year under his belt in 89. After coming up in 88, he's a setup guy. All right, we need 2 more here. And we got Plunk, Krim, Quisenberry, Stan, Osmaka. I'll tell you what. Krim's not a bad choice at all. Quisenberry. Tell you what, out of respect for Dan Quisenberry's memory and legacy, one of the quintessential 80s relief pitchers, putting him on the team. And then I'm going to take a flyer on young Mike Stanton. Would end up becoming a solid innings eater in the middle innings, pitch for the Yankees and the World Series teams. But I was watching WTBS broadcast of the Braves back then, and when Stanton came up, 20 games, 24 innings pitched, only gave up 17 hits. Walked 8, struck out 27. That's more than a strikeout an inning. 7 saves, 1 loss, that doesn't matter. 1.50 ERA. Whew. This guy, the future, was wide open. But we need a lefty. And that's our bullpen right there. All right. We're not done yet. Stick around. We are going to write this lineup down. I know I'm not doing any pricing today. It's more about relaxation today. And I needed a new sheet of paper for that. Where did I put that? There it is. Tell you what, let's do this right here. Okay. Let's write this lineup down. We're going to make a batting order. Let's put our pitchers down first. Our ace of the staff will be Chuck Tawny Katane Finley. I don't think he was very nice to her either, if memory serves. Next up is Ted Higuera. We got slow and steady Mike Moore. The veteran, the good hand, Mike Boddicker. Those years in Baltimore. And there we go. I turned away from the flash of Ben McDonald, and I went with the consistency of Storm Davis. Okay, there's my pictures right there. we'll start where we know we're going. And that is Dave Smith is our closer. And setup guy, I'm going to go with the firebrand that is Norm Charlton. Oh, those nasty boys. And kind of these setup, number 2 setup, middle relievers, J. Howe. And then we'll go Stanton, kind of a go-get-em lefty. And late great Dan Quisenberry will be our long guy. Not a traditional long guy, but we're just going to get him the innings as needed. All right. All right, so we have our team here. This is how they look in the field. McGuire at first. There's our DH. There we go. There's some sweat from the heat, but let's put our batting order together, shall we? Alright, well, I think we kind of know where we're building this up. From the bottom up, Felix Fermin, number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9, and shortstop. Number 8, we'll go Jeff Kunkel. Second base. That gets interesting. But not really. Devon White will be our classic leadoff guy. I really honestly think our number 3 is Joe Carter. And I'm going to put McGuire. Classic cleanup. First. Ruben Sierra, DH. Number 5, he probably thinks he's a 4 or a 3, but he's not. And then our number 2 is going to be Ellis Sparks. Number 6 will be our third baseman, Tim Wallach. And by default, Carlton Fisk, the original Pudge, and on plate. All right, there it is. Devon White, center field. Ellis Sparks, left field. Joe Carter, right field. Mark McGuire, first. Ruben Sierra, DH. Tim Wallach, third base. Carlton Fisk, catcher. Jeff Kunkel, second. Felix Fermin, shortstop. Starting rotation of Finley, Higuera, Moore, Boddicker, Davis. Bullpen of Quisenberry, Stanton, Howe, Charlton, Smith. All right, I think we did it. Now, did I pick the right team? More importantly, what do you think that this team, if it was on the field in 1990, the year the Reds went pillar to post, first place every day of the season to the World Series championship there over the A's, sweep actually over the A's, what do you think this team against the field in 1990, what would their record be? Post it in the comments down below. You can post your own lineup. Did I pick right? Would there be other players that you would have picked? Let us know. All right, you did it. Drafted a 1990 Donruss team of baseball cards. Like on the way out if you can, please. We'll see you next time here. Sports Card ASMR.